you're not as huge as Hans." There were so many conflicting and significant memories and emotions attached to her sole surviving family member. If Hans hadn't led her into the dark woods all those years ago, they would never have found the gingerbread house. Ergo, they might not have spent the years since, unable to pass an hour or two without craving sugar. If she hadn't succeeded in freeing Hans from the witch's clutches, he wouldn't be alive to idle his life away between the inn and the kitchen in such a carefree fashion. If Hans wasn't alive, Gretel would be forced to enter the kitchen herself, which was a thing too terrible to contemplate. She would have to spend a great deal of money on dining out. But then, it cost her no small sum to keep Hans in the indolent and pointless existence he so enjoyed. If she insisted he find a place of his own in which to live, however, it was unlikely he would survive a month. He was such an innocent in the ways of the world, which would condemn her to a lifetime of indigestion of the conscience, which was too high a price to pay for ridding herself of his irritating habits. Gretel steered her attention back to the messenger and his message. Before he had so inconveniently died, he had, albeit breathlessly, clearly told her that his master was inconsolable at having had some priceless works of art stolen from him. Word had reached him, many miles away in his home in the city of Nuremberg, regarding Gretel's skills as a detective, and he wished to engage her services to recover the missing pictures. In the letter, Herr Dürer had signed himself as a member of the Society of the Praying Hands, though no helpful explanation of this was given. The doomed courier had further stated that his employer was willing to pay whatever it took to effect the return of his precious artworks. That Gretel knew next to nothing about art mattered not. What did matter were such things as priceless and pay whatever it took. Such motivation, both of Gretel herself and of her prospective client, made the likelihood of a satisfactory outcome very strong indeed. Much as Hans's jibe regarding the paucity of cases coming Gretel's way of late rankled, she had to admit there was some truth to the importance of accepting new commissions. Money seemed to flow out of the coffers so much more freely than it flowed in. But then, certain standards of living had to be maintained, certain levels of luxury enjoyed, certain wardrobes replenished. All of which brought Gretel to the single most attractive feature of the proffered case. It would necessitate a trip to Nuremberg, a city renowned for its culture, its famous artists and inventors, its style, its glamour, and therefore, wonderfully, gloriously, fabulously, its wigs. The thought of being able to wear an exquisitely coiffured and powdered wig gave Gretel such a frisson of pleasure that she felt the need for a little lie-down. Fortunately, Hans sang out from the kitchen that luncheon was about to be served, so she could combine 3 of her favorite things all at once, reclining on her beloved daybed, dreaming of dressing in the latest and best fashions, and eating. Gretel stepped lightly over the cooling body before her, reasoning that he was in no hurry to go anywhere, and that she would deal with him directly after she had dined, all the more efficiently, for not having attempted to do so on a partially empty stomach. After an hour of enjoying a particularly fine plate of braised cabbage, Weisswurst, spicy stuffed mushrooms, and potatoes, naturally with lashings of mustard, Gretel found her mind far more clear. What Hans provided by way of nourishment, however, Hans took away twofold in the realm of clarity of thinking and sensible planning. "So," he began, settling back into his armchair, trouser waistband unbuttoned to allow his dinner to continue its journey unhindered, fresh cigar clamped between his teeth. "You'll be sending for our dear friend Kingsman Capitan Strudel directly, I should imagine. Another dead body for him. What will he make of that, I wonder? He might say, 'Aha, what have we here, Fräulein Gretel? Another person just happening to die on what just happens to be your best rug in what just happens to be your house?' He might say that, might he not?"